Okay.
All right.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Better Health Education Series. And today we have Twan from Vancouver. Welcome.
Hello, Joe. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Joe.
Well, I was really happy to bring Twan along because he's kind of a bit shy. He's kind of reluctant to do this, but he has so much to share. So I'm really happy that he's willing to do this interview. So Twan and I know each other for more than 20 years, and I was always amazed at how he keep reinventing himself by learning new things. He was a dentistry student at university, decided, nah, I'm going to do florist. I'm going to do flower arrangement, and I'm going to open a business doing that. And then later on, he was teaching flower arrangement around the world. And then now that, at the peak of his career, he said, okay, I have enough. I'm going to keep painting instead. So he always travel. He always liked to paint. And now he's a very, very productive painter. So productive. He won our awards in his apartment. Now he had to open an exhibition. So tell us about your new exhibition that is coming up, and tell us how this learning attitude really keep you going, because you're always so happy and you're content, but yet you're always striving for more. I think it's a very nice balance.
Well, I actually got together with some friends just a while ago who are also painters. And we just said that, well, we decided it's time that we should do something about our work. And so we just decided that, well, okay, let's get a place and get a venue and put on a show. However, we're still looking for a venue, and it's not that easy to get right now. So we work hard at it, and hopefully that is going to come true. However, yes, we should hope that it's going to come true because, as you know, Joe, get a venue right now in Vancouver is not easy. There's so many different factors involved and all of that. For us, um, doing different things in my life, I guess it's my own personality. Um, I always like to do different things. It challenging, I know, but by the same token, it also very satisfying for me. But you realize that even in my business, floral business, and now painting, they share one common thing, and that is colors. I all work with different colors, and that's what keep me going. So you see, actually, in a way, when I left the florist business and started to do painting, it's not that much difference. The only thing different is, one business I work with fresh, live flowers, and now I'm working with colors. And I think even more difficult now because I have to make the colors alive to put it on the canvas. So before the flower is already alive for me, don't have to do anything on that thing. But now I have another responsibility is to make it even more alive.
I like
So
that.
yeah, so it is very challenging, and I enjoy that very much. And in paintings, it also gives me the satisfactory discover different thing as well. Let's just say we mix two different colors, we create a different color once again, but within that new colors, we can also alter different things to create more different shades. So just two colors, we can create like dozen of different shades of the same hue. So once again, it's very satisfying that I can do something like almost like magic. And I guess that's also something that keep me going because what I'm doing is not a boring thing, but it's a evolving thing with
Yes.
new discovery, new things that happen all the time. So I
Great.
don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, totally. You need to find inspiration and motivation that keep going and exploring. We're not exploring aimlessly. We have a direction. I think that's really good. Now, as you know, my mom also paints. And my mom's the kind of person that cannot sit still. She had to do something. But yet when she paints, she would actually be quiet and just sit in one spot and do her thing. And then she always feel calmer and feel better, even though it's hard work, sitting one still and doing things and thinking about what to do. So how does the art of painting, other than the inspiration itself, like fit into your self-care routine? Because you exercise regularly, you do the gym, you go for long walks, you do follow YouTube, you do your Zoom workout, and you eat very, very healthy. Occasionally you will have something naughty with me, but most of the time you eat very healthy. So how does the art of painting fit into your self-care routine?
Actually, for my particular case, because of my personality, I use very calming and very subtle kind of a
Mm,
colors. Um, and when I work with those colors, it really helps me to
mm.
um, get lost within myself, kind of a thing. It just means the colors and the canvas. Um, it's like you create an object. Uh, you create something from just a canvas. You make it alive
Yes, I like what you
with
say about the color, make it alive for you.
yeah. So I guess that also like something to inspire me
Mm,
uh, to thrive, to get more into it. Now that said, it works for me because the color that I use, calming colors, but there are people also paint to express their anger or whatever that they want to do, and you can see in that color,
yes.
stronger colors. That stroke also differently. They're not soft. They're very defined. They're very angry. I call it angry stroke. Together with the color, the choice of color that they use, very strong, very definite looking colors. I don't
Mm,
have to explain it. Like
yeah.
very mostly just like primary color, deep blue, red, black, all of that. So we all different in expressing ourselves. For me, I can obtain that calmness, I guess, because of the shades and the
Interesting.
palette that I chose.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
It it
Um,
it made me think of this painting that we have behind me. I bought it in Zanzibar, and it's done by two young men. They're they're brothers, and the young men were explaining to me that his brother would paint the birds and the flowers, and his job is paint the leaves. And I always thought so cute that they shared the work, and they all had their own specialties. And because
right.
this young man was so full of joy, and I, after chatting with him a little bit, decided, I really want to keep a piece of this lovely, happy, upbeat memory with me. That's how I wrote it up and traveled with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. People do express who they are in their paintings.
Oh, definitely. And back to that painting of yours on the wall, I think they paint what they see
Yes,
because where they are, the colors are very vivid. Everything
yes,
is strong.
yes. The
Everything
sun,
is
the
yeah. So we express what we see and what is around us, and I
yes,
think
yes,
feeling as well.
yes.
So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, so speaking of expression, like one of the things that I always find very interesting is how you express who you are around people. Like, if you and I were just like hanging out in your living room, having a cup of tea, you are a very different person than when we are out traveling, doing things. Just to share with our viewers some examples of how you interact with people. I remember one time we were sort of a little bit lost and got stuck in Suahatani. It's a little southern province in Thailand, and we didn't know what to do. Nothing much happening in the little village. So we find, oh, there's a hot spring. Let's go check it out. So as we've never done hot springs in Thailand, so we get our bathing suit, we have clothes on, ready to go. And then when we got there, everybody was wearing their T-shirt inside the hot spring. So we're like, oh, and everyone is, conservative and, very more modest. So like, okay, so I guess we will do the wet T-shirt look as well. So we start to have fun with wearing our full clothes inside the hot spring. And then Twan decided, oh, I'm going to take some wet T-shirt photos. So we keep taking pictures of each other in our wet clothes just for the fun of it. We're joking, laughing. And before you know it, one of the really, really, really good looking man and the water start to get out of the water and pose for us. So we're like, oh my God, what's going on? So that was a lot of fun. And then later on, do you remember what happened when we were waiting at the parking lot trying to get a taxi and no taxi would come?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Like we were like both in our wet dog look, we're drenched. We're nowhere to. They don't even have a change room, so we can't even change into our dry clothes. We just, completely wet, dripping, and standing in the parking lot, couldn't find a taxi, didn't know what to do, and then a couple walked by from the pool, and then you say hello to them. They do not say English, do not speak English. We do not speak Thai. Somehow they invited us into their jeep. I mean their truck. We drive around. We went for something to eat, and then they drove us back to the hotel. Like, how did that happen? I have no idea. But we carry on the conversation somehow, and it was a very lovely memory. I think this braveness of you, like I would have probably never, done that, but you were so out there, and I think you bring out the best in people as well. You invite people to be comfortable, and I think that is really special.
Well, Joe, let's face it, it's just my special personality. That's all it is to it. People just can't resist me. Joking. No, I think when we travel or whenever we are, I think we offer people that openness and willing to talk and being happy. I think people would just put their guard down and join us. For that particular case, actually, I was desperately looking for help. So I look over and he was standing there. And so I just say, hello, how are you? Hopefully that something can be done about this. And of course, he picked it up and we chatting away and he's speaking Thai and I speak English, but somehow we got the point across. And remember, he even offered us to bring us to a place to have lunch, but just local people would know, like us wouldn't know
It
where to
was
go.
amazing.
Yeah, so it was really fun. No, I think the thing is, when I'm at home, I tend to be a little bit more conservative. But when I'm out in the public, I tend to be a bit more playful. Not purposely, it's just me, because I like to interact with people. I like to get to know different people. And ultimately, I like to make friends. Just like the time that we in the gym together for the first time. I read it in the newspaper. I thought to myself, my God, this girl, she's so serious. I don't know what to say hello. But then I just give it a flash of my smile and I say, hi, how are you? And that's it. That's how it started. And I think if we let people know that we are willing to open up and to make interaction, and then people will follow suit. Because let's face it, nobody wants to just lock themselves in unless they are hermit. But most of us want to make new friends, want to talk, want to chat. So I think that's what it is, and I just do it automatically. Like I don't even think about it. I can just walk down the street and say hello to anybody.
I know,
And
and you do. When we walk into Saigon, oh my God, I mean, like I would just try to dodge traffic and not be killed. But yet, you know, you're walking around, checking out, saying hi to everyone. I'm like, I'm just trying to stay alive walking down the street.
You shouldn't have to be worried. Actually, you were in good hand.
So, thank you. Thank you for your time in sharing your attitudes in learning and finding joy in color and what color motivates you and how the color also calms you and, you know, how to open up. I mean, there's a lesson that I'm still learning. It will take some work, but I'm working on it. So we will put your contact down below. So people that want to follow you and find out where they could find out your exhibition, that would be lovely. And for people who want to know more about body-mind connection for better health, physical, mental health, they're also linked down below. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Twan. Thank you for taking time and to speak to me from Vancouver. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me, Joe, and thank you everyone for listening. And I hope that we'll see you all again.